One channel, different shows, everything entertaining. Make a Path presents Let's Talk. A few viewers have requested a video about what I thought on the season finale named Coda. Part of this video will be my mid-season finale predictions. However, I still will have a mid-season finale predictions video coming after episode 7. So this is just like a bonus video. Let's talk The Walking Dead, episode 508, Coda. Alright, Deadheads, in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to put the image for Coda. I believe that's how you say it. I could be saying it totally wrong. I'm going to put the symbol for Coda right here. Now that symbol, from what I understood, I googled Coda real quick, and from what I read, it's pretty much a musical note or musical symbol. And I did write down, Coda is a passage that brings a piece or a movement to an end. Mid-season finale, that seems to fit. But it also goes on to say something else that's interesting. It says, expand sense of resolution, finality, or a pause. That's interesting. You know what I mean? Because it could mean final end or just a pause. Also goes on to say the coda could be an expansive cadence, which gives a phrase a distinctive ending, meaning it could indicate if a piece will continue or conclude. Now that is very interesting. That's probably the most interesting part in the definition of what coda is. There is rumors going around that Beth does not die, that people believe that she gets out, but she is believed to be dead by our group. Let's go even further and stretch it, that she somehow knows they're at the church, she goes looking for the church, and you guys know I firmly believe Morgan will find the church at the mid-season finale. He will find Rick's map, and other people are suggesting he will meet up with Beth. The reason I don't believe he will meet up with Beth is because Morgan is a few months behind Rick. That is been confirmed, and if Beth finds the church within a couple days, there's no way she's meeting with Morgan unless she stays at the church for a couple months. So there is a possibility they could believe she is dead. That is possible. Her meeting up with Morgan seems like a stretch. Let's just say that is possible. She could survive the hospital battle, they could believe she's dead, and they could keep it moving. What is more likely to happen is that if I had to place a bet, I would place a bet that Beth dies. And the reason I'm saying this is because look at the build-up. Look at the build-up for the mid-season finale. In Beth's first escape, she went from a young girl who needed help to survive. She needed people to save her life, and she transformed into a young woman who can save a life, who can take care of herself. She can handle herself better now than she has ever did before. Now they take another character, Carol, who's already shown and proved that she transformed also. And I hate to label her as that, but for the sake of being general and brief, we're just going to say a weak woman. However, I really feel like there was strength involved. You have to be kind of strong. So again, I hate to use that word, but to keep it brief, Carol went from a weak woman to a very strong woman. Matter of fact, and I label her the Terminus Terminator, you know, so that was her transformation. What happened now? Carol falls off a bridge in a van, gets messed up. She gets hit by a car, and I mean, she did not see the car coming. She didn't conveniently jump on the hood. She didn't throw herself out there to get hit and taken. She got blindsided. We now have one of the weakest characters from the group. Beth is the weakest, but they take one of the strongest characters, Carol. They beat her up physically now. In her world, she's very weak. They put the strong character who is now physically weak in with the weaker character who is growing stronger. They are setting it up to have Beth make a sacrifice for the weaker character now. Weak physically, because we know Carol can handle her own, but some people, they just think unrealistically. The chick fell from a van. She probably dislocated her shoulder holding on, and I mean, did you see the bruise? Then she got hit by a car. She's fucked up, you know? Stop acting like she's Rambo. She's fucked up. Carol needs help right now. Part of me feels like that's what they're setting it up. Beth is going to help Carol get out, but lose her life in the process. And I believe that is what Coda means. The Walking Dead is a very personal family. The cast and crew. And you see this in social media. They treat each other like family. They know Emily Kinney is a singer. Everyone knows that. Is it by coincidence that in her final performance on the show, they use a term that's actually a musical term that means finality. That means a conclusion. You know what I mean? I don't think it's by coincidence at all. I think it's done on purpose. And even more so, it fits perfect with hunt or be hunted. I know the hospital group doesn't necessarily hunt you like the termites do, where they eat you later, but they are hunting humans and turning them into slaves. So it is hunt or be hunted. And looking back onto the comic book, on one of the issues that had the hunters, they had crosshairs on Dale, which arguably look very similar to this symbol, Coda. Now, I believe that all of those factors play in here. I believe that they did use Coda for the personal meaning that it had to do with the actress herself and how well it fit in with the events the character is going to go through, which is Beth. Again, I'm not a Beth hater. Me personally, I want to see her make it out of the hospital. I disagree with some of the rumors about what they want her to do and how strong they want her character to be. She's not going to come out of the hospital, survive, and put on war paint. That's just unrealistic. We still need Beth to be the character she is, just a little rougher around the edges. So I personally, I'm pulling for her. I'm pulling for the character to make it out of the hospital, but looking at this in an unbiased light, to me this is her Coda, a passage that brings a piece or a movement to an end. As we know, each season is broken up into two pieces. After this mid-season finale, I do not believe this storyline concludes. I believe it ends. Hence the word Coda. Alright, Deadheads, that's all I have to say. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.